Welcome back. She has the top tips on how to dine properly, and etiquette expert Diane Gottsman is going to put us all to the test. Everyone here followed your tips for the day. I think we have an epic failure that happened here.
Already.
So we're going to start. We're starting with the first tip, which is no purse on the back of your chair.
Oh my gosh.
What
I
happened?
feel miserably. I was going over the tips, number one, and I'm like, shoot, I am already messing up.
What was the first tip?
And it's so habit. I just always put it there, my purse. Right?
And the reason why you don't put it on the back of the chair is because in a restaurant, someone is going to inevitably walk by and knock it off your chair. And then they're going to trip over it, and then they're going to kick it, and it's going to be a big mess.
Oh, no.
So the place that you're supposed to put it, and you're not going to like this, girls, is underneath the table on the floor. Now, I know you don't want to put it there. I don't want to put it there. So you think ahead. You think, I'm going to a restaurant, where am I going to go? Maybe there's an extra seat, maybe there's not.
Yeah.
So bring a smaller purse, put it on your lap, and take your napkin and put it over your purse to secure it.
What do you think about this? I have this little bag holder, so I put this next to me because I'm superstitious about putting things on the ground.
So I think it's going to be tacky. The answer is no. It's tacky.
Oh my gosh! Look away!
Look
away!
That's right. She has no problem with tack.
Embrace it.
And you know what else I was going to ask you is apparently if you're trying to impress on a date, you don't want to eat certain foods, and that would be corn. You say salad, no. You say ribs, no. And you say spaghetti, no. Why?
Now, they are all delicious to eat,
Yeah.
but eat them with your family and friends when you don't care what's stuck in your teeth. Because corn, obviously, you know, picking up that cob of corn on a date or a job interview, big client. Salad, you know it's going to stick on your teeth. It's going to be there. And even if it's not, we worry and we start sucking on our teeth with our tongue.
Sure.
You know, so we get scared. And either way, it's going to stick. Ribs, obviously. Big mess. And spaghetti, you have to twirl it, then you have a basketball mound of spaghetti and shove it in your mouth.
Do you tell somebody if they have it? Do you kind of, you
may not want to do one, but you do tell them.
Okay.
You probably want to check your teeth. You have something in your teeth.
Okay. Now, you say when you pass something, you pass
counterclockwise,
so
to the right.
To the right. Okay, so for example, I know, Paige, you love olives.
I do.
So Kristen, pass them counterclockwise to her.
Pump brakes.
Oh my gosh, it's a 2-hour show.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
So the reason why you pass counterclockwise is for efficiency. There's a seamless momentum to passing in one direction or the other.
What do I do with this?
So,
Oh my gosh.
Over the shoulder.
The olive pits, index finger and thumb, cover with your right hand, and just put it on your plate someplace discreet.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, how about our chef? Are you surprised by any of these little tidbits?
Yeah, I'm a little upset that you can't eat ribs on a date.
On a date, but with your family and friends.
And corn on the, I mean, that's just a combination.
Yes.
How about this? Salt and pepper. They always get passed in a pair.
They're married.
So they're married.
Yes.
So if I got to get this right, I would go counterclockwise, so I would pass it to you, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so I grab it and I go, here's
So
the salt.
you've already messed it up. Because you had your paws right on top of the salt.
Well, how do I don't
know where
know.
those
You're
hands
going to
have
grab
been,
it,
Diane.
2 hands,
Two
pass
hands.
it to the right. And then you're going to grab it, and there we go.
Oh, geez, do I have to get up again?
No, you stay where you are.
That's fine.
I mean it. And you also, Diane, I hear don't want to be the first to finish. Hello. Or the last.
How do you
to
win a
finish.
race otherwise if you're not the first one to finish?
Well, if you're the first to finish, you're eating too fast. And if you're the last to finish, you're too slow. So what you want to do, but if there's only 2 of you, somebody's got to finish.
There you go.
So you're gonna pace yourself according to your guests. That's the tip. And so you just watch to see how they're pacing, and you eat accordingly.
Right. And then, you know, sometimes when girls go out, we will maybe say, oh, do you want to split a salad? You suggest not sharing.
I do it every meal. I go
Now,
to.
Well, if you're out to impress.
So what I'm saying, it's perfectly fine to split if you're out with your girlfriends and you know it's a big family-style meal. But if you are taking someone on a date, if you are with your best client and you say to your best client, you want to split that chicken
Wanna go
entree?
halvesies?
You look cheap. You look Yes.
All right, so last and not least at all, you're there, you're with somebody. If it's a job interview and you feel like it's really good, you want to toast them, right?
Yes.
So what's the proper etiquette for toasting
For the
someone?
toast. Okay. So a toast requires you to raise your glass, and you can raise it to the center. It's not necessary to clink.
Oh, no.
Now, if somebody goes to clink
clink
you,
like that.
you don't want to refuse a clink.
No.
Okay.
So if they clink you, by all means.
So, but you should, I don't want to clink with you.
You're holding the stem, not the glass,
And you're holding the stem.
The stem.
The stem. Not
Okay.
for
started
for
putting
the.
glass.
Now, of course, this has a stem. You know,
Yeah.
some don't have a stem. By the way, red wine, bull, white wine
By the stem.
Oh.
So here's to all of you. You all passed.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. I said I don't want to clink. We're going to post all of Diane's wonderful tips and many more on our website. Will you stop it? I don't want to. We're going to come right back because we have some awkward etiquette moments that need to be corrected. Stop. I didn't want it to. Tomorrow on Home and Family, from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Eden and Beverly Sassoon are here. And the winner of the 2017 Daytona 500, Kurt Busch, visits our home. We all have had those really awkward etiquette dilemmas. You don't know what to do, but you got to do something. So we're here to confess. Kristen.
Yes, Mark. Okay, this is a big one. My almost 3-year-old son is better with names than I am. Like, I meet people, and I literally forget their name all the time. And even when I've met Mark 100 times, and I still, struggle.
Yes.
Not really, but it's serious.
Yeah.
Well, and what happens, we forget for many reasons, mainly because it's natural, but also sometimes we're nervous, or there's a lot of things going on. So what you do is you repeat their name. That's a little hint. So it's nice to meet you, Kristen. Get that name in your head. But even then we forget. So you know what? Rather than saying, hey, you, hey, girl.
What's your name?
Yeah, just say,
Girl.
I'm drawing a blank. Please remind me of your name. Own
Yeah.
it.
Good.
It's just much more authentic to say, I know we've met before. Please remind me.
So it would be okay to say this.
Hey, you.
Well, no, but like if I were meeting
What's
you, I
yours?
wouldn't say, hi, Diane Gottsman, etiquette expert. I wouldn't say that.
Well, you could.
I could say that, but I would just,
You'd say,
I would
hi,
just
hello,
say,
Diane. Hi,
Okay.
Diane.
All right,
Good,
so
thank
Mark,
you.
what about you? Do you have any awkward? Oh.
Yes, I do. Okay. So was invited to a baby shower before we had kids. We're like, okay, it's friends, and they're having. So we go to the shower for little Griffin, and we're like, fantastic. And we bring your gift, and we're sitting there, and everybody's opening up the presents, right? The gifts, and we're going around, and we're like, oh, that's really cute. Oh, that's nice, and it's a little this and a little that, and then we're starting to put the pieces together, and we went, oh, it's pink.
Uh-oh. Wrong color.
That was another pink one. And I realized Griffin was not a boy, which we bought a gift for. It was a girl. And our gift was there with the card and everything, and we had to somehow manage this.
So what did you do?
Look over there, everybody, grabbed it, and went in the house and just acted like we were snacking. Oh, we'll get out in a minute. And just sort of like...
Again, you could just own it. Say, where was my brain? Oh my gosh, we just went blank. I'm gonna exchange it. I'll bring it back to you on Monday. Or
That actually happened at my baby shower. They thought we were having I thought we were having a boy, and we got a boy gift. They gave us girl gifts, and I didn't care that they said oops.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, who cares?
Yeah.
So rather than finding you cowering in
own
the
it.
corner in another room, just say,
I was like in a fetal position, crying. I made a mistake.
yellow's the
what
safe
about
color.
you?
Yeah, that's true.
Pink or blue. Yeah.
Well, I'm not a mom yet to humans. I am to furry animals. But so my question, I was at a dinner party, and this woman was breastfeeding, and just out came the breast, and it was one of those where you're looking down, okay, so I'm going to look over here. However,
Dinner party.
at a dinner party, just yesterday, we were at our director Will's funeral, or memorial. Kristen, baby, like she did breastfeeding. In, out, I didn't see a thing. It was all covered. It was elegant. So I realized that's not the only way.
Right.
But everyone kind of shamed me like I should be okay with that. And I was so awkward.
Well, there is nothing wrong with breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is a good thing. But in this particular situation, because you said it was at a dinner party, and I assume there were multiple people that were also uncomfortable. So we need to think about the other people involved. Number one, it's how we do it. It's where we do it. And just take a look around. A dinner party at night with a group of people in an adult setting may not be the best place, although it could have been handled better if she might have gotten up and gone to another room or used a light cover up. I don't know.
That's
all
what
of the
Kristen did.
circumstances.
It was elegant.
Yes.
Yeah, but you had a cover up. Are we clear it was actually a dinner party, not a dinner party for the baby?
Oh, maybe I was crashing.
Maybe you were
I was crashing the party.
You were the one who were improper.
Even more awkward, though. I didn't want that.
What about you, Chef Matt?
All right, I'm going to be in the doghouse. We'll talk about that later because I'm throwing my wife under the bus. But her pet peeve is we will show up to dinner parties as the invite, and the cooking's not done. They expect me as the chef to come in.
You're the main event?
Yeah, which
Acceptable.
takes me away from her. I don't mind, but you know, sometimes I do want to relax.
Absolutely.
How do
It's
I
kind of like a
graciously handle that?
doctor always on duty, everybody's asking.
Oh, they corner them, and it's like, what do I do? I have
And
this.
you know what, Diane, that happens to me a lot too. They want me to
Beauty
cook.
tips?
Yes.
Yeah, they want me to cook
yeah,
when
they
I
do.
get to-
Sure.
What you need to say, and you need to say it early, is, I cannot wait. So what are you cooking? Or, prep them in advance. If you know this happens and it happens often, let them know you're off duty. It's okay to be off duty and just enjoy yourself. Now, if you get there and you feel compelled to cook, you're going to do what makes you feel most comfortable for that moment. But from that point on, you have just now learned that you probably need to say something for next time.
It's on record now.
Good.
It's on record. It's out there. Good. Let us know how marriage counseling goes.
Yeah.
Okay. Science, Bob.
You are
By
probably
the way,
never
I
awkward.
share in your pain. I go to dinner parties and they expect me to show up with flammable materials.
There you go. I have to give dining tutorials every place I go. So I say,
do.
I'm off duty unless you're paying me. That's what I say. I make it kind of funny and light.
All right, so even science guy can't figure everything out. You got to help me out on this. So if I am on a date, my default is I just automatically pay.
Okay.
And
It's nice.
is
very
that? I mean, that.
It's-
is
it's-
that?
I'm okay with
Is
that.
that ever?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Is that okay every time?
Well,
Do you want to go out?
does it bother you that you pay every time? I just
No,
want to ask
no.
you. Okay.
But it's a good point,
Yes.
though.
So here's the protocol. You invite, you pay, and you tip. So the person that extends the invitation also pays the bill and also tips. So we want to say, oh, you got the bill. Let me cover the gratuity. So let them pay and tip. Now sometimes you may want to go just with friends and it's Dutch treat. So oftentimes we all go out and it's not expected the person that said, hey, let's go, grab a burger, has to pay for everybody. But you might say, listen, let's go Dutch treat. Now, if you're doing that for a date, they're going to probably think you're cheap.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, you're not going to want to do that. Do female, still, the servers want to bring the tab to the male. Oftentimes, the female's paying. Grab it in advance. Let them know.
Sure.
What if she says, oh, no, I'll cover, I'd like to cover half of it?
Well, you can say yes, or you can say, please let me. And if you start an argument, just let her do it.
You should negotiate and say, only if there's a second date. If you like that.
There you go.
Well, I don't. In full disclosure, I want to say that Science Bob just asked me out on a date. So,
Are you paying?
you know what? I don't know. I think he's paying. And next up, we've got Chris.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I have another day, another dilemma, right? I want to pierce my baby girl's ears, but is it safe? We're going to dig into the myths and the facts and have a little fun with it.